Hey everybody, this is Brad from the Stock and Options Room here at ShadowTrader.net's Live Trading Suite. And the stock I want to talk about today is Zscaler. Now, Zscaler, as you can see, just got hit. They had earnings, and it came down to a really, really interesting support point. Zscaler, by the way, is a cloud security company. And basically, like I said, after earnings, the stock got hit. And generally, the rule of thumb is when a stock gaps down on earnings, we call it G+3, right? Gap down and wait 3 days and then look to enter the trade. However, there are exceptions to the rule. And one of the exceptions to the rule is if the stock comes to a fib retracement, which there's no fib retracement. As a matter of fact, if I put it on a 52-week low to high, you can see very clearly that the stock is not only through, you know, I'm talking about from the low here, 52-week lows back in October to the highs up here in February. I mean, you know, the 50% retracement's gone, this, you know, the 61.8, even the 78.6 is gone. So that's obviously not one of the exceptions to the rule. Number two, if it fills a gap. When you look to the left, there's no gap over here. I mean, there was a very tiny gap, you know, for instance here, but that is definitely not the play. And number three, the exception is at prior support. And this should be glaringly obvious that the stock has come to this area before multiple times in the past 6 months or 3 months. The low here was around 155.25. The low here was 155.97. And the low today so far is around 156.63-ish or something like that. Or I'm sorry, 156.26. And the day's not even over yet. I'm recording this just before 3 p.m. Eastern time on Wednesday, September 4th. So the point is, look, here's the setup. Number one, if it goes below 155 tomorrow and on 155 quarter, then back above, that would be a long trade. Or number two, if the stock never takes out these lows, and today's low, whatever that happens to be, again, there's another hour plus to go, then you would buy it up over, you know, today's high tomorrow. So the good thing about this kind of trade, number one, if it breaks down below and never goes back up, there's no trade. If it doesn't break below 155 and yet it doesn't take out, you know, today's high, and so far that high is around 163.48, there's no trade. All right. But then the other thing, of course, is if it does go below and fail, okay, and then all of a sudden the stock goes back above 155 quarter, you enter the trade and then the stop will be wherever that low happens to be. So as an example, let's say the stock went down to, 154 even, so it took out 155 quarter, went to 154, and then all of a sudden buyers started coming back in. As soon as it goes over 155 quarter, you're long and your stop is below 154. Okay. But again, if it goes below 155 quarter and keeps going, there's no trade. But look, keep it on your radar, folks, because even if the stock does keep going, and that's fine, there's another support point where we can get in the stock, and that's closer to 146 bucks. So I really, really like this setup. Again, the reason being is for obvious reasons. People came in and bought the stock here. They bought the stock here. And obviously, we don't know yet if they're going to buy it again because the earnings, again, they did miss. They did issue, I believe, some downside guidance. Price targets were lowered. But now the $64,000 question is all that now priced into the stock, and this is worth a shot? And even if we get in at 155 quarter and the stock, whatever, 154 was the low, our risk is very, very limited. And again, if it does break below 155 and never goes back above the 155 quarter, then set an alert for 146. And then you can do the same thing. Look for a move below 146, then back above, or, whatever the high happens to be of the day if it gets close. So anyway, I really like the setup in Zscaler. Again, there are exceptions to the rule when a stock has earnings and gaps down. Obviously, it's a very, bearish candle, topping tail at support. But, traders are going to do their homework. Investors are going to do their homework, and they're going to see if the stock price at these levels is now worth being bought as it was before. Again, here and here. And remember, folks, support is nothing more than demand. Okay, people demand things when they get cheap enough. They take dollars out of their pockets because they want shares. And remember, at resistance, let's just say up here, people put supply on the market. In other words, they take their shares, sell them to get cash. So that's really the only difference between, supply and demand or support and resistance. It's just, is there value down here? And that is going to be the $64,000 question for Zscaler heading into tomorrow and maybe even Friday. Obviously, if the stock doesn't take out 155 quarter and it doesn't take out today's high tomorrow, then maybe the trade comes to fruition on Friday. All right. Anyway, hope it helps and see you in the room. Peace. Hey, everybody. This is Brad Adonis with ShadowTrader.net. Thank you for taking the time to watch this short video. If you like what you saw, hit the like and subscribe button below. Also, you can check us out, ShadowTrader.net/squawk. And if you want to trade live with myself or any of the other ShadowTrader moderators, sign up, give us a try. Take care, good luck trading, and see you soon.